Don't miss the inaugural All-American Cup Team Tennis Tournament, presented by Thomas J. Henry, at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas, November 11 through 13. The All-American Cup features 10 top men's U.S. players competing on 2 teams, East versus West, each captained by the greatest tennis doubles team of all time, Mike and Bob Bryan. You don't want to miss this. Brother versus brother, East versus West, best versus best. Tickets on sale now at allamericantenniscup.com.
All right, let's close it out real quick with this final power poll. Mallory, you want to throw it up?
Yeah, give me a second.
So obviously the team still playing is going to be the number 1 team in the power poll, right?
Yep.
Obviously the team that won a conference championship, returning their quarterback, had one of their best years ever again. It's coming next.
Yep.
Craven, were there any other names in here? I'll run through them for the audio listeners. TCU, UTSA, Texas Tech, Texas, SMU, North Texas, Houston, Baylor, Rice, A&M, UTEP, and my beloved Bobcats at the bottom, Texas State. Craven, was this very much pretty much like, nah, this was easy? Or were there any teams you were like, high, too low?
I don't know where to put North Texas.
Fair.
You know, because they made their conference championship game.
Right.
They won 7 games. They also fired their coach.
Right.
It's just a jumble of mess right now.
It's a fan base that cares way too much about bowl game results. And
Hi,
so,
it's fan base right here.
UTSA fans do it too. I think it's a G5 thing of just not quite getting the memo that bowl games are exhibitions that don't matter.
Sure.
Just get some free swag and the extra practices for 2023.
I will say I think both will be fine once they get the one.
Hopefully.
I think
because it's the most annoying thing on Twitter.
I think it's just the fact that they have not won one. And
Right.
it's just it's like that one little thing that's
I think
please.
right.
I mean, as a UTS, go win your conference. That's way better than winning a bowl game that people will forget about in a couple weeks. Like, who won the Troy UTSA game? You could ask people that right now, and you'd probably get a 50-50 split on if they even remembered it or not. So how much does it really matter? But and then Houston's the other one. Like, at 8-5, they probably should be higher after winning their bowl game and stuff. But when you go into a season with the expectations of winning 10, 11 games and maybe breaking into that undefeated type reign and getting into the college football playoff, which had they been able to pull that off, they would have. This would have been a year to get in there, right, with TCU losing in their conference championship, Ohio State not winning their conference. They just didn't do it. They weren't very good. They were inconsistent, especially early on. So it's hard for me to view Houston any higher. I wouldn't have argued with anybody if they want Houston at 6 and North Texas at 7.
Yeah. I think one of the things that, looking forward to Houston, that's going to be such an interesting thing this offseason because they're betting on Donovan Smith kind of being the guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think he's a good quarterback, but, like, is that going to be the guy you're going to bank to, like, cruise you into the Big 12, things like that. So that's going to be an interesting team to watch. SMU, UNC played on the field. That one was easy, despite their kind of SMU finished season fine, so I think that was fair enough. Texas, of course, up and down, but they lost to Tech head-to-head, so that's not a really hard one at all.
I'm excited to see UTSA play in the American.
I am too. I'm very excited.
I'm really excited to see that.
I'm curious to see that talent level because, like, I want to see.
I think they're playing. Yeah.
Just up a notch, right? They're not going to the Big 12, but it's just like, is UTSA, because they should have beat Houston this year. Probably they'll look back at that game and say, like, damn, that really got away from us.
Well, Craven and I have talked about that. Like, if they were to play later in the season, I think I give UTSA the edge on that.
Oh yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. So yeah, that's our final power poll of the year. Mallory will throw that up on social as well, so you can
please don't come
yell at us.
Or
that.
do.
They might.
The more interaction, the better, I guess.
Look. This is like to me the most inarguable poll of the year because like we can just point to so many things and be like, this is why, this is why, this is why, this is why. Like we actually have results to look at, but they'll find something to be, A&M will be like, we're not worse than so and so. It's like that's not what we're saying.
It's like
we're
we
better
killed
than
North
Rice.
Texas,
right? It's like but you never.
That's
mind.
not the point.
We're better than Rice. Yeah.